Hello?
Yeah, I still hear you.
Okay, I'm hoping that the call, it merged, so I'm hoping it doesn't drop like the last time it just disconnected. Um, so hey, what's up? What's up? What's your YouTube handle?
I don't really do YouTube at all. I mean,
Okay,
I'm just a guy who's a heavy data user. That's about it, and that's really all I do.
okay. So I'm just saying, you're giving me your permission to record the call. I appreciate it. Um, this is about Verizon's new data plan. So I'm just going to do it kind of like I'm regular YouTubing it. So what's up, guys? It's JTA, Joshua Tech Addiction. I have one of my followers on YouTube and Instagram on the line, and he's going to basically kind of talk to me about what's been going on with his new Verizon plan and the roller coaster they've been giving him since he is a heavy data user. So I guess we could just start off with how much is the plan anyway, like to begin with?
Well, it's $65 a plan plus $20 line access charge, so it's $85 a month. But if you enroll to auto pay, it's $80 a month. But still, it's a pretty good price. And taxes and fees, obviously, the next extra $10 onto that. So you're probably paying about $95 a month for the plan total with taxes and fees. I mean, I think it's a great deal. I used to have T-Mobile in that, and they kicked me off their wireless plan because I use too much data. And their plan's like capped at like 500 gigs. 500
Wow.
600 gigs. Their plan's capped at. Well, not like capped. It slows you down. It deprioritizes your phone so much where you only get 2G speeds after 500 gigs or 600 gigs.
Oh, it's not even 3G.
Gigs.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty slow. And then I complained to them about that. Of course, they didn't listen. And then Verizon launched an unlimited plan. I was like, I'm jumping on that plan. I talked to Verizon reps inside the store and on the phone. I'm like, is your unlimited plan, is it truly unlimited? They're like, yes, as much as you want. I was like, if I use 4 terabytes of data, will they cut me off? And they're like, no, it's unlimited. I'm like, are you
Oh,
sure?
that is right, because they don't have the cap like Sprint and T-Mobile unless you pay more. The 480p resolution.
Yeah.
So it streams automatically HD. Okay.
Yeah, it's automatically. You can stream out the 4K resolution if you really wanted to, but I do. I mean, I have a
Okay.
4K TV. I plug my phone right into the TV or my Apple TV, right to 4K, right to 4K TV and what 4K Netflix. I mean,
See,
it
and that's
uses
what
8
I'm
gigabytes
talking
per hour.
about. Like, a lot of people don't understand that some people do stream straight from their phone to the TV. Now, there may be some users that don't know how to do that. Like, I do have some older people that hit me up and be like, oh, well, how are you using so much data? And it's like, even now, this is why this cause was kind of complicated, because I don't have a Wi-Fi set up at home. I'm literally using my phone for Wi-Fi because I'm just one of those people like, single college student that doesn't want to pay extra bills, So
I'm
definitely.
the same way.
Okay.
So I don't have Wi-Fi in my house. What's the point? I have unlimited data. I used to have AT&T's old unlimited plan, and I got kicked off their plan because they were. Well, actually, I didn't kicked off. The SIM card I had broke, and they wouldn't give me a new SIM card because they said, "Oh, it's a limited grandfather plan. You can't get a new SIM card." I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine, cool.
Oh, that's BS. That is BS.
Yep, I'm like, okay, that's fine. Well, cool. I said, I'm leaving you guys. I'm going to T-Mobile. Went to T-Mobile, and T-Mobile has a stupid cap on it where it's 500 gigs, and I didn't like that. Then I went to Verizon, like I said, and got their cap. And their cap is 715 gigabytes. Then it slows you down to 2G speeds. But, here's the but. I was on the phone with Verizon for 7 hours just today.
Wow.
Today I was on the phone for Verizon for 7 hours. That's a pretty long time. I talked to a network district manager.
Okay.
He told me that it's unlimited for the average user. I'm like, all right, makes sense. I'm like, okay, it makes sense. The average user instantly use 715 gigabytes. It's just not going to happen. I mean, let alone I use that in a week, but it ain't going to happen for the average user. And then I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. I said, listen, your plan's advertised as limited. Nowhere in the contract on the website does it say 715 gigs at 4G and then 2G speeds. It does not say that. Anyway, on the website, he goes, yeah, I know. He goes, yeah, I know. We didn't publicize it yet. We didn't think people would hit it because the old unlimited plan, people want to use 300 gigs. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. I said, well, if you guys don't do anything about it, I'm calling the FCC. I'm complaining. And they're like, oh, whoa, Mr. Zabala. Whoa. Let me see what I can do. He put me on hold about another half hour. And he got him back, and he got back on the phone. He had me call him back on a different phone. So I called him back on a different phone. I put my phone into he told me to dial this number where I put in the field test mode, my iPhone in the field test mode. And I changed the 20-minute application. I changed these settings in it like he told me to. And then basically when you see the cap, it says 715 gigs and then some kind of all those other numbers and stuff. I'm going to change these numbers in that. And now I can use as much data as I want to because I threatened to call the FCC. But if I wouldn't have did that and wasn't on the phone for 7 hours, I wouldn't have got anybody to help me.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, because at the end of the day,
right now.
Oh, go ahead.
Right now I'm at like 805 gigs, 806 gigs.
Okay, so they went ahead and did basically what they need to do as far as getting it back up.
Yeah, they pretty much did what they needed to do. It's a big pain because who in the world wants to be on the phone for 7 hours a day? I mean, that's very annoying.
Exactly. Yeah, that's crazy that so were they going to cancel you altogether if you didn't like basically you had to kind of not threaten, I guess, but basically use your right to say, hey, well then I'm just going to complain, whatever. You think they would have canceled or they would have just kept you slow on 2G?
What they told me they would do, they said it's 715 gigs and it slows down to 2G until the next bill cycle. So I'm assuming they wouldn't have canceled my plan. They would have slowed down to 2G because 2G, you can't do anything with 2G. I mean, you can't do nothing.
Right.
You could barely check your email with 2G.
Yeah, they try to, say, oh yeah, you can do this and this. No, you can't do much.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Sprint does with their unlimited plans, so quote unquote, 22 gigs, and then you're throttled to 2G. Well, can be throttled to 2G in congested areas, which you can't do nothing with 2G.
That's crazy, man. So, $90+ bucks. The T-Mobile plan is, what's it, 70? It's all 70 now.
That includes taxes and fees on the T-Mobile plan.
Okay, and that one includes the taxes and fees. Verizon is separate. So for Verizon, that's still not bad, I guess. $90 or like 80-ish, like 85, whatever-ish, plus the taxes and fees. Because you said it's 65 plus the 20. So the 20 is the access fee.
Yes.
Okay, that clears a lot up because some people thought it was 80 and then the 20, which would have brought it up to 100. Which
yeah, that's what a lot of people think that.
That's kind of mind-boggling, though, that their plan will be around roughly $90 for Verizon, and AT&T's plan is actually $100.
But no, AT&T is ridiculous. I just went to AT&T store before I switched to Verizon after with the limited plan, and they have two of them. They have their choice plan, which is 480p video and 3 megabits per second maximum download.
Okay.
Really? That's 3G speeds. So you're paying $60 a month plus $40 for the access charge, for the non-access charge, $100 a month for essentially unlimited 3G speeds.
Yeah, that doesn't. And then they're still advertising.
That's $100 a month.
They're still advertising the DirecTV bundle. Like, even though supposedly you can buy it separately. Like, I still see a lot of advertisement, and even when I called, they were like, oh, when you bundle with DirecTV. I called, but maybe this was like a week or two ago when I called. But I knew about the whole new Verizon plan and then the AT&T plan that they're going to drop the requirement for you to have DirecTV. But it seems like some reps are still pushing it, which, I mean, to be honest, DirecTV is just like, you know, I don't know why they bought it. It's because it's satellite. And you know, with satellite, you ever try to get Wi-Fi or data services from satellite? My sister lives in the country.
Yeah, don't ever do that.
It's slow. It's slow.
Yeah, I've got a big bill from satellite from HughesNet. I mean, because they're, what my plan is, I got HughesNet. I got a 10 gigabyte plan. I didn't know it was 10 gigabytes. They just told me you get a maximum download speed of 15 megabits per second. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And like, it's $35 a month. I'm like, okay, that's even better. $35 a month, I'll pay that all day. And then I end up using like 40 or 50 gigabytes. And then I got an email notice saying you've used 50 gigabytes of your 10 gigabyte allotment. There's going to be an overcharge of X amount of dollars. I think it was like $35. So I'm about to bill up to $70. And I'm like, overcharges. So after calling them, they said, oh, well, it's 10 gigabytes on high speed at your maximum speed. Then it goes down to slower speed, quarter speed, so 2 megabits per second, if that. And then after you hit 50 gigs, it cuts off completely. Like, and it doesn't cut off, but it cuts off until you pay your overage amount. And I dropped them that day. I was like, you guys are ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like a lot of I know like some of my followers or some people that just stop by my channel have like some people have a lot of hate on say because, oh, well, you guys is using so much data, is messing it up for everybody and blah, blah, blah. The thing is, it's not about, we're not messing up anything because at the end of the day, when there was unlimited plans, unlimited was unlimited. And
exactly.
You should be able to use it for what you want to use it for because that's what you're paying for. Don't advertise one thing and then it's another. So that's why now with these restrictive unlimited plans, restricted, where they're like, 480p, this and this, I actually don't mind that because they're telling you, and it says it says it in fine print. Don't tell me unlimited and then it's not unlimited. So some people just don't get that oh, well, it's unlimited. Yeah, okay, now it's unlimited up to like T-Mobile, it's 28 gigabytes. And then I know I have Boost right now. And it's 25.
Yeah,
what is it?
Slow down at congested areas.
Right. And then, like you said, with T-Mobile, what did they do again? They you went down to 2G because you used over 300 gigabytes?
I used 500 gigs and I went down to 2G. And then I had to talk to like some real high up rep guy, some real high up. I'm pretty sure he's representative. He told me what was up. How in the fine print, if you read the fine print of the little fine print, if you read that, it says you reach 500 gigabytes, which most people never hit 500 gigabytes. That it will cut you down to 2G speeds for the remainder of your bill cycle, which nobody even reads like the super fine print.
Yeah.
So nobody's gonna know about that. But it's in the however many page contract there is, because you get signed up for cell phone service. Here's sign the iPad, and it's like I didn't even read anything. Do you want to print out a 55-page Word document? Oh no, thank you. But nobody's gonna sit there and read through 55 pages of a Word document. Nobody's gonna do that.
Right. That's just like that's why I never really wanted to go back to a contract. And I try to explain that too, so that's why I gradually break up my videos about that, because some people don't realize that you're in these contracts and they're holding you accountable. When they had the contracts, they're holding you accountable for, paying that for 2 years, that whatever price they have set, whatever deals you have. and staying with them, just like with some cable companies. That's why I never really want to get onto a cable plan. But the thing is, that fine print, the only person, the fine print that I read was Sprint. And then I started to say, hey, I looked at Sprint. Then I went over to AT&T. All of them say the same thing. We do not guarantee services, and at any time we can cancel or this and that to your plan. So at any time you have the right to just cancel my plan and my service, and I could be running a business, I could be doing whatever. And, you know, because I've had that back in the day, and that's why I was very wary of T-Mobile, where a representative canceled my line completely. This was back when, some people don't remember, but everybody had unlimited everything for $99. Sprint, T-Mobile,
exactly,
and Verizon, AT&T, all of them. And this was, I think, around 2007 when the Google G1 came out, and I think the iPhone had came out too, or whatever. But I got the G1. Sidekick was still popular. BlackBerry was still popular. Anyways, everybody thought they were the shit or whatever, you know, like all of the companies. So T-Mobile, they thought they were, oh, you know, we have BlackBerry, we have Sidekick, you know, where people slowly started leaving T-Mobile because they started to realize the hype wasn't all that, the coverage wasn't all that. And so anyways, they just canceled my line. And ever since then, I was like, wow. And then when I tried to reactivate it, I'm like, I didn't want my line canceled. What are you talking about? Da-da-da-da. I was just basically saying, you know, do I have to switch to another carrier for XYZ? And she just canceled it over the phone, customer service rep. So with that being said, exactly. So with that being said, I'll move over into how do you feel the customer service was for Verizon and how you were treated with this incident?
Well, Verizon customer service, what they need to do is they need to train their employees to tell the employees that, hey, there is a cap on this limited plan. Because none of the level of, I talked to a dozen people, I bet, at least a dozen people. Not only one of them I talked to knew about the 715 gigabyte cap. And that was the network. That was the district network manager. He's the only one that knew about the 715 gigabyte cap. Everybody else was like, no, it's unlimited. Use as much as you want. I'm like, then why am I getting down to 2G speeds? It's unlimited. And it was all during congested area. Like, no, I drove around my entire city. Yeah, city. Sorry about that. I drove around my entire city, going to 4 different towers, and every one of them was 2G speeds. I'm talking like 128 kilobits a second, 117 kilobits a second. It was really, really slow. I mean, you couldn't even, the GPS wouldn't even work. But this is the thing. When I turn on the hotspot will go LTE speeds for about 15, 20 minutes, and then that's it. You'll get that, and it'll go down to, and it'll turn off for me, and it'll turn off or go down to 2G speeds. But really? I mean, that makes no sense. But after I got off the phone with that guy, he told me, put it, and he goes, I'm calling the FCC on you guys, because this isn't right. Nobody says, the fine print doesn't say anything about it. I read through the entire, I downloaded like a PDF document, whatever, the big contract. I downloaded that on the internet, found it. Nowhere it said 715 gigabytes and then just slowed down to 2G speeds, and said nowhere. I threatened the guy. I'm like, look, I'm calling the FCC if you guys want to do something about this. And he told me, like, put it in field test mode. Well, call me this time, put it in field test mode, and I'll get you settled. And I did that, and put it in field test mode, changed some settings around like it told me to. I don't know what I changed exactly because I'm not familiar with that. It told me to change it. Yeah, I changed it all good. And then he told me, okay, go on your phone and do a reset in network statistics. So I did that, no problem. It worked. And now I'm getting full LTE speeds. I'm getting 100 plus megabits per second now when I was only getting dial-up speeds before.
Okay, so, but overall, you would say, like, with the speeds, you're happy with that when they are doing what they need to do. Okay.
Yeah, the speeds are, the highest I got was like 149 megabits per second, which that's ridiculously fast for a cell phone.
Okay. Yeah, I have some people tell me, like, you know, oh, well, my speed with Verizon sucks. It gets like, it's almost like 3G speeds, and I'll tell them, like, well, you also have to remember, depending on the phone you have, those bands for those faster speeds aren't in every phone, and some people, they don't know that either. So, and the companies, it's like they don't talk about it because it would confuse too many people, but they just want you to buy a phone. And
exactly.
A lot of people didn't know when T-Mobile came out with that wideband LTE that the iPhone 6, it came out around the iPhone 6, but guess what? Because T-Mobile didn't let Apple know ahead of time, they weren't able to put those bands in it. So people were getting slower speeds on the new device. But then when the iPhone 6S came out, it had it in there, so that one was significantly faster on T-Mobile's network. But again, so people don't know, and so that's where it gets confused that certain phones do certain things a little bit better when it comes to the network because of the band.
I mean, I agree with you on that one because I see people all the time. Like I have family members and I have friends all that who have Cricket, and Cricket's an amazing company. They have AT&T coverage. AT&T is one of the best coverage you can get. Their unlimited plan is actually truly unlimited, believe it or not. You can use as much data as you want. I've used 1,000 gigs on their plan, and I did not get cut off. No letter in the mail, nothing. Cricket is awesome. But
yeah, I've used like about 100 or so gigs. The only thing is, it's not as fast as like say Boost for me anyways, and because I'm in New York, but I'm getting like say 15, sometimes 20 megs down where you're stuck at 8. But
yeah,
if you go somewhere else, like say if I go to New Jersey, that 8 will be consistent with AT&T or Cricket versus Boost. I go over there and then now I'm getting like 3 megabytes a second or 2. Like Sprint/Boost, they're not consistent because their coverage just isn't. Like they have some coverage, but they don't have, Sprint has always been like if you go down to their 3G, like if your phone says 3G, you're going to be going so slow. It takes forever. I don't understand how I guess they just forgot about 3G and just said, hey, we're going to build out our LTE. And that's why I feel like they're last place when it comes to as far as like the customers. Because right now it goes Verizon has the most, AT&T, T-Mobile, then Sprint as far as customers, how many customers. The thing is, though, Verizon's bleeding out a lot of customers to T-Mobile. And that's really what's getting, like, I love the competition because it made Verizon say, hey, now I have to offer this unlimited plan. And I'm so hoping that they offer it for prepaid. Probably not. So if I was to go to Verizon, I would have to do if they have like a month-to-month. You know what I'm saying? But you still do a credit check, but I think you pay month-to-month or something.
Can I actually give my input on it? Well, I have an iPhone 7 Plus. No, I paid for the phone outright, so it's my phone. It's unlocked. I'm not even in a contract with Verizon. Like when you go up there, you can cancel your plan at any time, and you won't even. It's like prepaid, but it's like a credit check prepaid. If that makes sense to you. If you just
right. I think you just do it for the device, right?
Yeah, if you just buy a plan from them, there's a credit check, but there's no payments, there's no cancellation fees, nothing. I talked to a lady in the Verizon store. She goes, you can cancel anytime you want to.
Okay.
There's nothing signing you to us. You're liable to us for 2 years. Like I can cancel my plan anytime. That's what I like. That's what I love about owning my own phone because I'm not contracting anybody, and I could take my unlocked phone. I can go to Verizon, Sprint, AT&T, T-Mobile. I can go anywhere, and I can have all 4 major carriers, and still be working fine. But that's what I like. The only reason I went to Verizon is because coverage, and because they offer to do unlimited data. And plus my the way I live at it is LTE plus is LTE advanced compatible. So I'm getting like really, really fast speeds compared to like Sprint, which is it's okay in this area, or T-Mobile, which is they're okay in this area too. Even AT&T's speeds are a quarter of the speeds of Verizon. I mainly did it for speeds and unlimited data. That's what I mainly did it for.
Okay. And you said you're coming out of Pennsylvania. Are you more like in the urban city area, or you're further out? Like
I'm more like
country?
the city area.
Oh, okay.
I'm about an hour away. I'm about an hour away from Pittsburgh, so it's kind of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
I'm about an hour away from Pittsburgh. Like if you go like a Sprint has okay coverage in Pennsylvania. If you go to like the urban, like the urban areas, there's no coverage. It's off and on. It's off and on roaming. But Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, you're getting fast speeds out there. I'm talking 80, 90, 100 megabits per second with Sprint. Fast speeds. But as soon as you leave that area, it's just like 3G. And with Verizon,
yeah,
and with
3G is horrible.
it's just, you have coverage everywhere in Pennsylvania. AT&T have coverage almost everywhere. And then the T-Mobile's catching up. I'll tell you what, T-Mobile has some good coverage compared to Verizon and AT&T, but it's nowhere near the amount they have. Like their towers, I think what it is, I think their towers aren't as beefy. So like Verizon may give you, and a tower may give you a 10-mile radius. A T-Mobile tower might only give you a 5-mile radius from the tower. I think that's what it is. I think that's how they work it, because Verizon has coverage everywhere. T-Mobile has coverage most places, but it's most likely once you get to like a gap between one tower and the next tower, it most likely will cut out on you, or like it'll cut out on you.
Yeah, T-Mobile.
Or go to roaming.
They I know they've been getting better with the coverage, because I know they've been buying like when they've had these, I guess I've heard of their bidding wars with like different spectrum and stuff like that. They've been bidding high and trying to buy it up to get better coverage. But Verizon's always had money, and they've always had that coverage, because it was almost like they were first to just buy up everything or buy up the best. And so that's why they're,
I think Verizon was the first to launch 3G and the first to launch 4G. I'm pretty sure they were. And they're going to be the first to launch 5G too. Because 5G is going to be pretty insane. Put it that way. I mean, 5G is supposed to be like fast.
But you know what? I think it'll be fast. 10
times what LTE is.
But you see how, remember 4G, they were like, oh, this is it. This is going to be the best. This is going to be. But then what happened was the networks are compressing it. So I'm pretty sure everybody can get at least 200 megs down on even the 4G, but they are capping it like from the towers. So it's like before it even comes out to you, I feel like they're capping it a little bit. So you still might get 100, but you're not going to get the full, because I could have sworn they were advertising, all these high speeds on the 4G, and then now 5G, they're going to say, oh, you're going to get like maybe 1 terabyte or at least 5 gigs or whatever down.
Well, the reason how that works is, like, if I go right next to the Verizon Wireless Tower, and I'm sitting right there next to it, 2 feet away from it, I will get no service. Literally, I will get no service. Because my phone is literally too close to the tower. But if I back up about 20 feet, 30 feet, I'll get full bars, and I'll blast up to 160 megabits per second, 170 megabits per second. Now, there is some loss. The tower may put out 200 megabits per second, but there's some loss going over there to your phone. So it's not like you're going to get 200 megabits. You're going to get 200 megabits per second because the tower is doing that. You might get minus 40, minus 50 of that because it's going over the air into your phone. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So it's not like they're lying to you per se. They're just giving you a higher number because it sounds better.
Right. Well, I'm going to have to go, man. But definitely I would love to talk more on this stuff, because, like, this is what I do. And I soon, like I said, I'm on Boost now, but I'm looking to switch to somebody because I gotta make these videos and gotta give out these opinions on these carriers and networks, and how they're doing and what people should be really doing with their money, like, or what they should be watching out for, because some people they just want the truth. And, you know, like you said, through the carrier, sometimes they might give you a partial truth, like we were talking about with unlimited data, what's really unlimited, you know. So thanks for, I guess, being on the, it's not live stream, but one of my episodes.
Alrighty, man. That sounds great. Like I said, if you want to talk again, set me up and I'll.
Okay. All right, man. See you later.